now that I'm back from Colombia, there's always this in-between part where you're getting ready. You come back from an outreach, and then you have a few days. I have 15 days before I move on to Iraq and Thailand, which is a 21-day trip. It's the longest trip of the year. And so whenever you do that, you have this time where, like here in Panama where I am right now, where you're ministering some churches, you're doing meetings. Just a couple days ago, I went to Boquete and I met with Jared, who was the first time I met him, and which was really awesome. I might talk about him another time. He's hopefully going to travel with us, hang out with the sons. Hello. And Carmi, of course. This is where the mornings are a little bit slower because since I don't have to get up at 4 in the morning and such, like you guys saw we were doing in Colombia. So it's this time when we get to do some good Bible study and drink some decaf coffee. I don't do caffeine very much, just because you don't always have access to it, and then whenever you travel, you get headaches, and so we drink decaf coffee, and then a lot of other logistic stuff, which I'm going to be doing all day today. Today, I'm really here in the house catching up on logistics. So check out kind of what happens behind the scenes. This is the stuff you don't really see very often. Most missionaries, including myself, the videos that I do are all about the action stuff, the stuff that's outside. But I'm going to show you a little bit behind the scenes of what happens. There is things going on. There are basic things that you have to do to maintain. Just now, and I can't show you this because I'm on my phone recording this, and I have to do this on my phone, but this is when you start putting out the videos and setting up logistical things, just communications with people, and that. So we'll be doing communications today. We'll be doing some important things, something really cool I just found that Jared told me about, and so I'll show you some of that. One of the things that we have to do is newsletters, which we have these. I do them, as you can see, for years and years. I don't go any further, but because I used to do personal newsletters and then change them to Found. So I have personal newsletters going back, but we use MailChimp, which is a really good program. And I actually just did this yesterday, but I just wanted to show you because this takes a long time. This is something we have to do. I try to do once a month. See, this was for July 2019, but oftentimes it ends up being once every 2 or 3 months, just because of the way my schedule is. I have to wait for these little gap times whenever I can do these. So this is one I did yesterday. This one was pretty easy because I just took our YouTube videos and just put them in order so that anyone, see, we've got these are from the short-term team trip that you guys have all seen all these videos if you're subscribed to this channel. And then we've got our Colombia outreach, and then we have our promo video for our Missions Core course. It's just a very simple one. But this one I did yesterday just to show people that we have about, what is it? We don't have a lot. We have something like 75 or something people in our newsletter, and we still utilize the newsletter because a lot of people, they don't use Facebook anymore, or they're not on my YouTube channel, so they don't get my YouTube videos, and they're friends, and a lot of them have been supporters and partners with us for many, many years. So we do this, and newsletters are very important for any ministry. So if you are going into ministry, at least if you're going to missions, then make sure that you put yourself together, figure out how to do a newsletter, which I can, if anyone writes and is like, hey, if any of you watch this and put some comments and say, hey, I'd like to know how to do a newsletter, how to use these programs, just let me know, and I will gladly make a video for you. Okay, so I want to show you this thing. Jared Luba, who I mentioned earlier, he told me about this program called Patreon. I'm going to call it Patreon. And I'm going to show you this. It's so cool. Let me flip this camera around for you. Look at this. If you have a YouTube channel, and I'm going to start using this just sort of like help raise some support. This page, which you can do, and these are just placeholders. These are not going to stay. I just threw these up yesterday. This is my Missionary Thoughts intro, which I'll create a new one. Let's see. It's just my little 30-second video here. That was from earlier, but I'm gonna make it anyway. So this right here, this is so cool. You know, a lot of YouTubers, they have their channels, and if you're someone who, well, I don't really know everything about it, but because I just started this account and Jared just told me about it. But basically, the way this works is most YouTube channels like myself, they're really small. We don't have a lot of viewers. So we're not, and I don't do ads because I don't want people who watch my videos to have to suffer through ads all the time. So, but there, you can't really make any money off of your YouTube channel. Now, obviously, I don't have a ton of subscribers, so again, I'm not going to make any money off the YouTube channel. And I'm not in it for profit, obviously. I make these videos for supporters and friends, but at the same time, there may be some people who watch my channel and they're like, oh man, I'd like to support this guy and become a Patreon, what's the word, a sponsor for this channel to keep the channel going and just to be a blessing. And so this right here, I can upload my videos on here, and whenever I upload my videos, they will actually allow, you can see here, obviously I just started, so I have no patrons, but you can become a patron of the channel. And what happens then is you can say like, hey, I'm gonna be a patron of this channel for $5 a month or $10 a month or $50 a month or whatever. And so my hope is that by starting this could be a great way to make a little bit of extra support for our ministry, just because of all the traveling and everything. If in ministry you have to utilize every avenue that you can. We pray and we trust the Lord, and sometimes the Lord brings avenues, different streams for us to be able to bring in some finances and support for our ministry. Because for us, our ministry keeps growing and growing and growing, and it becomes more and more, there are more and more expenses. And so I thought I'm going to do this. That's what I'm going to be doing today. Is I'm going to be setting this up. I've written a little bit here, just sort of little placeholder things. I haven't done any posts or anything. But that's my plan today, is to set this up. So I'll let you guys can come along with me in this a little bit and see. I don't know how long I'm going to take doing this, but we'll try and figure it out. Because if I can get some patrons, if you're watching this and you're like, hey, I'd like to be a patron, because I know I regularly have about 20 people who watch my videos, and if each of you were to say, hey, I'll be a sponsor for $10 a month, then that's a huge help for us. I mean, that covers some expenses of, like, whenever I go to Iraq and Thailand next week, and in 15 days I leave. I'll be gone for 21 days. Just being on the road and preaching in these places, it costs money. It costs money to go to these places. So if you're like, hey, I'd like to be a patron, that would be awesome. But let me show you a little bit more about this, and I'm going to be learning as we go, so you can go with me, and I'll show you a little bit more. All right, so my profile picture here, I picked some profiles. I have a lot of preaching ones, but I don't really like to do those because they just seem so like generic. I really like this one though. This is from Turkey. Let's see what this looks like. This is from whenever I was in Ephesus. Oh, what are we waiting for? Nope, that didn't work. I gotta try another one. I show my face very much. I don't know if I like it. It only shows half my face, and people can't tell what's in the background. That was from Guatemala, from Antigua, Guatemala. There we go. I think that's the one. That's from Ephesus, Turkey. All right, let's do the cover photo. Now this one's pretty good. I might stick with this one. This is actually from just like 2 weeks ago up in the tribe. I'm sure you guys saw the video if you've watched this, the rest of my channel, if you're part. I like this one. Let me look at another one. See, this one would be good. But one thing I'm noticing here I don't really like is it doesn't let you move your pictures around. So it's just sort of stuck like that. That's a bummer. Ooh, this one's a pretty good one too. It's similar, but it's got all the people in the background. Oh man, I don't know. I think I'm gonna go with this one because the profile picture already shows my face. And so this bottom one's like an action picture, which kind of shows what I do, what the channel's gonna be about. So I think we're good there. Now I'm gonna start doing some posts. I think that's what I'm supposed to do next. Now I'm creating tiers, which is not something I've ever done before. So I'm kind of making it up as I go, kind of based on what they're suggesting to me. So we're gonna have like $5 one time, $5 monthly. Adventurous Hearts is the one I came up with for $30. And we're just gonna keep going. I'm only gonna do, I think it's 5 tiers. I might only do 4. They suggest 5, but I think I'm gonna do 4. And they're gonna have some pretty cool stuff that we do for our supporters just in general as well. So I'm kind of basing it on what we do in Found, since this is very closely connected to Found. And anyone who becomes a patron, they support us. They're also supporting the ministry, not just me personally or my family. So this is pretty cool. I didn't know you could do all this stuff whenever My friend Jared told me about it. So there's so much cool stuff in this. All right, I've been doing this for like an hour and a half or 2 hours or something, but I finally got these tiers down. It took me forever to figure out. But you can see, because I had to have benefits for different tier groups. So like 5, basically you're supporting the ministry, which is awesome, and it's kind of like you just want to be a support to the ministry. So it's just basic access to the videos. The Adventurous Hearts are $30 a month. And these people will get access to behind the scenes videos that I'll do. Senders, now these are really important. These are like the backbone of just the ministry in general. People who give like $50 a month. And these get access to the videos. They get access to the Found Ministries Partners Alliance Facebook group. And when I'm stateside, I will send you souvenirs that I get. Whenever I travel, I get different local things, little trinkets and things, and then I send them out to people who are supporters. Harvest Partners, which are awesome. These are people who really have a heart for missions and really want to be part of the ministry and really have a love for us and the ministry that we do. And so it's all those other benefits, plus opportunities to go with us on mission trips throughout the year at a discounted price. We have different teams and trips that we have teams going on. Like this year we had Panama and Uganda. There are different trips that are available. When out on the stateside, that means when I'm stateside, you can say, hey, I see you're gonna be in the States. Could you come? I have a home group. Could you come and do the School of the Presence or the Mission Seminar, or just share in our group for a day or two? And that gives you access to that. Our pioneers, these are people who are like, they're really, well, I'll just read it. Pioneers love a challenge to go further than the norm. They have a heart to not only support the ministry, but be major players in Found. And with these, you get all these other benefits, except that pioneers have the opportunity to go with me on these smaller trips that you see me going on. Like I'm going to Iraq, going to Thailand. I was just in Colombia, and it was just me and my mom, right? So I go on a lot of these trips where it's just me and one other person or 2 other people. Being on this level gives you the opportunity to have access to some of those outreaches. And then lastly, and that's $250 a month, and because they're very, very important. And then Kingdom Investors. These are, I know that we won't have many of these, but which is why the benefits are so huge, because I know it's a lot of money, $500 a month. These are people who they see the potential and effectiveness of Found that we're having around the world, and want to become a building block to help the ministry expand into new nations and unreached people groups. And it's all the other benefits. Plus, Kingdom Investors have the opportunity to have a voice in the ministry. They're able to consult directly with me. And while they're not missionaries, unless they've completed the Missions Core course coming in February, if you haven't done it, they're considered members of the Found team. So those are our tiers. So as I was working here, they want me to have like a banner page for the Patreon account. And so I went to my YouTube channel to kind of look at what I had there, and I realized that my YouTube channel, because I used to have my name spelled differently just because of security reasons, and then a couple months ago I changed it back to my legal name, like my legal spelling of my name, and realized that on my YouTube channel banner I have my old name spelling. So now I'm redesigning my banner, which I'm done now. I'm going to show you guys. Well, that took a long time, like an hour. It's almost noon now. Been working on this thing for hours, because with that banner that I was talking about, because of all the different screen sizes, I was trying to get a picture with like me doing ministry and it's saying Missionary Life across it, because I'm changing the name of the channel from Missionary Thoughts to Missionary Life, because Missionary Thoughts sounded too much like teachings. Missionary Life is more of like a broad thing. So I finally got it, but I couldn't get anything with just like me in it or any kind of ministry, because it always get cut off. So I just decided to go with the mountains in Colombia, where we just were a couple weeks ago. So here's what it looks like now. It's simple, but it does the trick. Well, I think I'm done for the day. I finally got it all set up. I got my YouTube channel all upgraded, because that just ended up being that whole branch on the side. And I have 10 of my 10 most recent videos here on the Patreon account. And I'm just gonna flip this over so you can see what it looks like. So these are all the videos that, if you've already been in my channel for a while, you've seen these. These are just from the past couple months. And I have like another 100, it's about 75 more videos or so that I'm gonna upload, but I'm gonna do that later. I'm not gonna do that today, because I've been editing photos and everything, and I've just been sitting on this couch working all day. So I got to get up and get some lunch or something. And, well, I guess it's past lunch now, isn't it? The day just flies when you're having fun. So yeah, this is what it looks like. It looks pretty cool. What's also fun, if you watch this and you decide, hey, I want to be one of the sponsors, what's cool is I actually have probably another 100 or so videos that are from a former YouTube channel. They're older videos, but they're really cool, like from up to, I have one video that's the very first YouTube video I ever made, which is about a year ago. I didn't mean a year ago, I meant it's about like 14 years ago. So I have that one, and I'm gonna upload that. So what I'll do though is I'll have those videos for sponsors only. So because this Patreon has like the patron only content. So I'm gonna add all those videos like patron only content. And then I'll be adding new different videos just for that. So this is cool. This is a really good way for me to kind of bring in some extra support for the ministry. And I mean, I'll still do all the same YouTube videos I always have. There'll just be some extra bonus content in here for people who want to go a little bit further into that. And so I'm pretty excited. Okay, well, this is it. I'm done for the day here, and I gotta go. I still have some more things I have to do around here before the day comes to an end. Tomorrow we're going to get our yellow fever shots for Uganda, which I'll show you guys as much as I can of that. That I don't know how my youngest son Lucas, he might have a bit of a meltdown. So we'll see what happens. It's not going to be fun, but we got to drive all the way down to David, which is an hour from here, and then just get those shots. We're gonna leave early in the morning, and then we're gonna get the yellow fever, and then we'll be pretty much good to go for Uganda, which is still a long way away in December. We got a lot of other journeys to do before then, but it's just one of those things you got to do to get ready for all the traveling you got to do. So, all right, talk to you later. Then stay tuned. There's definitely, as I always say, there's more adventure coming, and blessings. Thanks for tuning in.